Chapter 1 The Auction. In a small town like Cutler, you always know when something out of the ordinary happens. Now, I wasn't there, but what I heard later on was that a great oak tree of a man was walking down Main Posting with a broadsword on his back, and it looked like the two were here to conquer. Sure, Cutler was on the posting road, and there were travelers every day, but this terrifying man was not just passing through. The humble folks of Cutler could tell by his restrained pace he was looking for something, and just like that, he turned off Main Posting, up Sivowak Street, toward the farms. By the time Brute made it to Cutler, he was not the same polished soldier he had been when he left the war camp. His hair and beard had grown in. He wore a dark cloak that mostly concealed him, except for Soul Ripper and the big bag tied to his back. So for anyone watching, all they could really see of this hulking man was the hair and beard sticking out from under the hood. It was safe to say no one got close. No one needed to. He appeared to know where he was going. He headed up the road to Hargrove Farm. Today the town was auctioning it off. The news had spread all along the posting road, from Tiquette to Forbu. Okay, so those are the closest towns east and west of Cutler on the posting, but that's still 3 towns. For Brute, it felt like the right place at the right time. He walked up the path to the main house and had to duck through the doorway as he let himself in. The auctioneer at the podium at the head of the living room stopped mid-sentence at the sight of Brute. "Great God of the sun! That is the biggest man I've ever seen," he said. He had an accented twang to his voice, like he was born and raised in Cutler. "Is that even a man?" he continued at Brute's expense. "Or is he some monster sent to us from Underrealm?" Some people laughed in the few rows of seats. Not many, just 1 or 2, and they looked like they worked for the auctioneer. Brute found a bench along the wall before the stairs and sat down, allowing the man at the podium to continue. "As I was saying, my name is Pill Enkeldorf. Many of you know me as the guy who knows how to get things in town." He pointed to a woman with dark features and even darker hair, and she glowered back at him. Pill continued without flinching. He even smiled and winked at her. "The town asked me to help out today because I can talk faster than any of them." That actually got a couple laughs. "I'm here to sell this sad sack of a farm to the highest bidder. Before we get started, does anyone have any questions about the property?" "Can you grow barley here?" asked Brute. "My God, it can talk," Enkeldorf replied, bewildered. "It's a wheat farm," said an old man in the first row. "Can it grow barley and hops?" Brute persisted. Now he gained a collective glance from the room, including the raven-haired girl and the 2 other women she was with. They looked like sisters, Brute noticed, briefly. He also noticed how beautiful the raven-haired girl was once he got a good look at her and once she stopped scowling at the creep on the podium. She had almond-shaped eyes and small dark pupils that glowed blue around the edges, like the darkest depths of the ocean. Her eyelashes were naturally flawless, accenting her feminine charm. Her face was thin, but her cheeks were round. She had luscious pink lips and a strong chin. Her body was slender but curvaceous. Brute tried not to stare. "It can grow anything as long as you have the seed and the equipment," the girl next to the old man said. "Rich crop soil has never been an issue here." After another glance, she seemed much closer to an adult woman than a girl. She was just short. Her back was turned to him, but once she spoke, he could tell she was older than she looked. "Any other questions?" Enkeldorf said with a smile that didn't touch his eyes. "All right, let's begin then. Initial bid starts at 10,000 gold coin. Do I hear 10,000? 10,000, bid the old man in the first row. 10,000, confirmed Enkeldorf. Do I hear 11,000? 11,000, said another member of the crowd. 12,000, said someone else with a raised hand, and they were off. Enkeldorf sometimes couldn't get a word in before the next bid, and there was always another bid before he finished speaking. The pace didn't slow down until they reached 40,000 gold coins. The sisters were still in the bid. Most had dropped out. Brute waited until the bidding hit 43,000 gold coins, or more accurately, he waited until there were only 2 bidders left before placing his first bid. 50,000 gold coins, he said, and the room went quiet. That's 50,000. Do I hear 51,000? Okay, that's 50,000 going once, 50,000 going twice. 55,000, yelled the raven-haired girl as one of her sisters slapped her on the arm. That's 55,000. Do I hear 56,000? Engeldorf rattled off. 56,000, Brute said. That's 56,000. Going once, going twice. Sold to the unfortunately large man in the back of the room. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly didn't think it was going to be that exciting. Have a good night. A couple of people clapped to Engeldorf. The old man in the first row looked completely deflated. The raven-haired girl on the other side of the room looked proud. Should he take that personally or use it as an excuse to introduce himself? Before he could approach either the curious old man or the raven-haired girl, Engeldorf walked right up to him. All right, boss. Engeldorf corralled Brute toward the dining room. Here are the keys and the deed to the castle. With your brand new homestead comes a whopping 50 acres of farmland. I hope you can handle it. Brute glared at him as he leaned over the table where the townie had rolled out the deed. Engeldorf continued. Yeah, I think you can handle it, big stuff. He slapped Brute's enormous bicep with the back of his hand as he walked back to the living room toward the only two people still sitting in the rows of seats, the old man and the girl. Engeldorf turned around as he backed toward them while they consoled each other. He spoke to Brute from across the room. If you have any questions about this place, you can ask these two. And of course, Engeldorf added, if you need anything, come see me in town. Or maybe I'll make a house call in a couple of days. How's that sound? Whatever makes you stop talking, said Brute. Oh, you're funny, said Engeldorf. I wasn't expecting that. He patted the two sitting and weeping, put his hat on, and walked out of the house like a fart in the wind. That was the Pill Engeldorf way. He would return. Someone like that you can never get rid of. Brute walked over and examined the old man and the girl carefully as he sat back down on the bench. Even though she resembled the old man with the same round, welcoming eyes, her skin was lighter than his. She also had braided black hair. He had wild gray bush on his head that trailed down into a full beard. She wasn't crying. She was trying to stop him from sobbing in front of everyone with her arms around him. Now that Brute was really thinking about it, they had only bid once, at the start, for 10,000 gold coins. That was clearly all they had. Why even bother showing up? Did they think it would have been that much of a bargain? That seemed like a stretch to Brute. It most certainly had to be. They were here because they had to be. Because... And then it hit him. The defeated look in the aftermath of the auction, the humble bid, the knowledge of the farm beforehand. You're the previous owners, aren't you? Asked Brute. That got the old man to compose himself. It took a few minutes, but he was able to look Brute in the eye and nod. Then the girl spoke for him. My name is Nori Hargrove, and this is my father, Thatcher. My great-grandfather built this farm with his bare hands. Things were going well until Mother died and Jed went off to fight in the war. Then Dad blew out his knee, and Tomas died, and that was it. Tomas? Brute asked. The horse, she explained. Without a horse to pull the plow, we weren't able to make harvest. Dad had to take loans from the town to reseed every season till it got so bad they were finally able to claim the house legally. We only had one chance to buy it back today, and you just outbid us by 46,000 coin. I'm sorry. What the hell do you want with this grain farm? Asked Nori. To brew beer. Do you even know how to make beer? She pressed. I need barley, water, yeast, and hops. So that's why you wanted to know about barley, said Nori. Do you think it could be done? What do you care what we think? Asked Thatcher. I want to hire you. What? Asked Nori. You can keep your house as long as you let me stay here. Work with me to farm the barley and brew the beer. He drifted off as he searched his mind for anything else while the moment struck. And cook for me, at least 1 square meal a day. I will pay you both on top of returning the house. Do we have a deal? Are you sure? Nori asked. You're basically wasting 56,000 coin, even more actually. Will you stop me from turning that barn into a brewery? He pointed out the window to the empty barn adjacent to the main house. That used to be for cows, back when we were a dairy and wheat farm. The cows all died from soappox when I was a girl, and Pa never replaced them. You can do whatever you want with that barn. It can hold a brewery and then some, but it's going to take some renovating. As long as you don't get in my way about any cosmetic changes to the barn, or the switch from wheat to barley, you can have your farm back. I need the help. Look, mister. Thatcher trailed off. Say, what's your name anyway? My name is Brutus Torniture. Like the legendary warrior of King Coldheart's court? The very same, he said. Well then, that explains the sword, said Nori. I don't care how big your damn sword is, Thatcher burst out. We don't have a horse to pull the plow. We can't farm without a horse. That's it. We don't need a horse, said Brute. Don't be ridiculous, Thatcher trailed off as Brute stood up before him. You can't be serious.